Hello friends, welcome to Study IQ. Today we are going to have a very interesting discussion on the Paris Agreement. We all know that it has been 5 years since the Paris Agreement. It was finalized in 2015. In this video, we are going to discuss what has happened in the last 5 years. Has there been any meaningful action over the Paris Agreement? What are the problems associated with this Paris Climate Agreement and some nitty-gritties that are yet to be finalized regarding this. So let's begin our discussion on this and let's see, have we made any progress or we are standstill on this climate action. But before that, I am your friend Rahul Saigaonkar. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on the Rahul Sai 222. My Instagram, Telegram and Facebook ID is same. Study IQ has brought comprehensive prelims cum mains program for you for UPSC 2021. Please download the app for more information and don't forget to hit the bell icon and subscribe to our channel Study IQ. Let me first talk about the in general discussion that why we are having it here. Right? It was 5 years ago that when physical connectivity was possible, in the sense physical meeting was possible, physical congregations were possible, the world met in winter in 2015 and signed the Paris Agreement. Now, in the past 5 years, we have already seen that there have been many catastrophic weather events. Now, if we talk about India itself, we have seen multitude of cyclones, we have seen droughts, we have seen floods, we have seen extreme weather events, heavy rainfall in a very, very short time, cloudbursts, etc. So, catastrophic events are already there. Are we adapting and mitigating? To some extent. So, climate change and climate risk is still there. Added to it, there is COVID-19 pandemic. Now, one can argue that there is no connection between COVID-19 and climate change. Yes, as of now, there are no evidences. But one thing is very, very clear for us that climate change is a reality. That is known to everybody. And we are all beginning to see the catastrophic or the devastating impacts of this climate change. Not just in India, but world over. There is a threat on human security. We are facing the problem of increased temperatures, scarcity of food, which ultimately threatens the livelihood of all, right? So this is something which is already there. And for this particular reason, we signed the Paris Climate Agreement at the COP21 in Paris in 2015. Now, this is the logo of Paris Climate Agreement. Now, before Paris Climate Agreement, everything, it ran through the UNFCCC. That means United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. It began in 1992, although it was formalized in 1994. And under the UNFCCC, we finalized the Kyoto Protocol, right? The Kyoto Protocol was the first action under the UNFCCC. And although it has very limited success pointers to show for Kyoto Protocol, nonetheless, after Kyoto Protocol, we finalized the Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. The Kyoto Protocol, it came into force in 2005 and after 10 years, we brought the Paris Climate Agreement. Now, the understanding with respect to climate change was also refined. So what we did was we targeted that we are going to keep the global temperature rise well below 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level. In fact, we also made attempts to limit the temperature rise to only 1.5 degrees Celsius to the pre-industrial level. Now, a very, very ambitious target under the Paris Climate Agreement. Apart from that, the Paris Climate Agreement also put a target that we are going to strengthen the ability of all the countries, especially the least developed countries, developing countries, to fight the climate change. And how? One of the major means was by providing money, that is $100 billion every year starting 2020. Right. Now, how are we going to achieve all these things? Before the Paris Climate Agreement, under the Kyoto Protocol, there were binding targets for the developed countries. The developed countries had binding target of greenhouse gas emissions, and if they violated these binding targets, then there was some penalties under the Kyoto Protocol. Now, please remember that the binding targets were only available for whom? It was available only for the developed countries. It was not for developing countries as well as the least developing countries. But a drastic change in the Paris Climate Agreement was equality, or I would say equity among all the countries with respect to how we are going to achieve the targets. We are now going to achieve the targets through the nationally determined contributions. That means the entire world together is going to fight this climate change. Everybody is going to do their bit. For example, India has given their intended nationally determined contributions, and under that we have said that we are going to reduce our coal-based power, and we are going to promote more and more with respect to renewable energies. So every nation is going to do their bit. But there were problems galore even after Paris Climate Agreement. It was an actionable item for sure, but UNFCCC report itself observed that of all the 197 pledges who have given, all the countries have given their pledges, even if they achieve their targets, that would not be sufficient to limit the temperature rise to 2 degrees Celsius. They said that now the INDCs, the nationally determined contributions, they are mere promises. There is no actionable item on how exactly are we going to fulfill these promises. There was no mechanism which was finalized in the Paris Agreement that how are we going to gauge. For example, China said that they are going to go for a zero emission target by 2060. But how am I going to gauge how China is performing with respect to climate change, how India is performing with respect to climate change, how other countries are performing with respect to climate change? Is the pledge equitable? Someone might say that I'll just reduce 10% of greenhouse gas emission. That would be enough for me. But will it be okay for the world? So there was no mechanism for this. There was no mechanism with respect to the climate finance. There was no clarity with respect to what would be the meaning of climate finance, how $100 billion would be mobilized. There was no discussion with respect to the carbon markets, which was very prominent with the Kyoto Protocol. So all these things did highlight the issues with respect to Paris Agreement. But nonetheless, experts did deem the Paris Climate Agreement as a landmark event because all the countries, they agreed that they will take unanimous action against the climate change. Yes, a very positive thing. But what has happened since 2015? The euphoria, the positivity, the enthusiasm that began in Paris Climate Agreement, it slowly and steadily subsided. The issues, they came to fore. For example, in the next COP in 2016 in Marrakesh, in Morocco, there were some positive developments. For instance, India and France-led International Solar Alliance, it came into picture. A very, very positive thing. From African Union side, they adopted African Agriculture Agreement, where the impact of climate change on African agriculture would be mitigated and adaptive measures would be taken. Along with it, United Nations also started a mission innovation. Now, mission innovation for what? Innovation for climate technologies. So, whatever technologies for fighting for climate change, they would be easily transferred now, and there was promotion with respect to developing this innovation. There was also a climate vulnerable forum, especially focusing the small and the island nations who are very, very vulnerable from climate change. And there was a very positive thing with respect to Pathway 2050, a long-term plan to cater to this climate change. So positive things were there because there was a lot of enthusiasm. But if you look at the flip side, there was no development over the Paris Climate Agreement because the pointer was still there. There was no rule book, meaning how the pledges are going to be gauged, how the reporting is going to take place. For example, I said India has given their INDCs, but how will I report that every year I am reaching towards my own target? There was a question mark over that. There was no clarity with respect to climate finance. The $100 billion which were pledged by the developed countries to the developing and the least developed countries, the question mark still hovered over that. The carbon market is still lingering. The carbon market decision is still lingering, and there is a question mark over that also. So questions were still there. Now, when we went to the next COP in 2017 in Bonn, in Germany, now Talanoa dialogue was very prominent at that time. Now, this Talanoa framework or Talanoa dialogue, it was led by Fiji, where they said that we will sit and we'll discuss and resolve all the issues that are going on with respect to the Paris Climate Agreement. Although very little progress did take place in Bonn because there were some positives which we could take out, like how we are going to phase out coal globally was discussed in the Bonn conference. There was also a gender action plan to fight the climate change because the vulnerable people, the female gender is more vulnerable to the climate change because they have extra duties with respect to child, etc. All these things were discussed during the Bonn conference. But again, the question mark still hovered over the finalization of the rule book, over the climate finance, over all the other nitty-gritties with respect to Paris Climate Agreement, how we are going to take it in the future. Added to this, there was a big issue or news which came up that United States it withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement under the Trump administration. A very important development. In fact, I would say a very shattering blow to the climate change fight, because the most wealthiest nation in the world, that is United States, it withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. Now, in the next conference of parties in Katowice, Poland, COP24, which took place in 2018, a very positive news came. The positive news was that Paris rulebook was finalized. The rulebook, it did set how the countries are going to provide information about their own INDCs. The reporting standards were finalized, but still there was no breakthrough with respect to how we are going to mobilize the funds, $100 billion. There was no progress over how we are going to finalize the carbon markets, how we are going to go for the emission reduction targets. What if the countries do not adhere to their INDCs? What kind of punishment or what kind of penalties would be imposed? Nothing. Added to it, there was a disagreement over the IPCC report which was released in 2018. A very important thing about this IPCC report was that this entire report was developed or framed by keeping in mind 1.5 degree target, meaning that we are not going to increase our temperature from the pre-industrial levels more than 1.5 degrees. And the entire Paris Agreement was based on 2 degrees Celsius limit, although we did have possibility that we will move to 1.5 if possible. And there was disagreement over this IPCC report, which again showed the loopholes in the entire discussion over the climate change. In the 2019 Conference of Parties in Madrid, there was another positive news where the Chile Madrid Time for Action Declaration was finalized. Now, in this declaration, one thing was acknowledged, which was also highlighted in 2015. Many experts, they did say that all the 197 countries of the world, even if they perform very well, even if they achieve their targets in their own INDCs, intended nationally determined contributions, that would not be enough to fight the climate change. And that is why this declaration of 2019, it became very important, which called on all the countries to improve their current pledges. Again, there was no finalization with respect to the problems or the bone of contentions, like the finalization of carbon market, like the finalization of climate finance. What is going to be the definition of climate finance? What is going to be the composition of climate finance? How we are going to mobilize the $100 billion? There are still question marks on the climate change discourse. So very little progress has been going on in the last 5 years. In last 5 years, we have not been able to finalize minor things like the carbon markets, like the carbon finance, like the $100 billion mobilization, all these things. And over that, the national contributions itself, they have been very, very less. So declaration is already there with respect to enhancing their own pledges with respect to emission targets. And there are some positive news after that. We do see that China has said that they are going for zero net emissions. In fact, this has become the new norm. Now, instead of INDCs, we do talk about the zero emission targets. When will I achieve the zero emission targets? China has said we'll achieve it in 2060. They have said that we'll peak in 2030, and by 2060 we are going to achieve the zero emission target. But the question mark still remains, how this reporting is going to take place, how monitoring is going to take place. It is still a problem. Nonetheless, one thing is very, very clear. Since 2015, the climate change and the discourse around this climate change has gained traction. We see that Greta Thunberg, who's the activist, climate change activist, she has criticized that the last 5 years following the Paris Accord, they have been the hottest 5 years that have been recorded, which clearly shows that climate change is a reality. Although one can argue with me that, sir, 2020, the year of COVID-19, it has been very positive when we talk about climate change. So out of this COVID-19, some positive thing has happened, because there are reports which say that compared to 2019, 2020 has seen 7% less greenhouse gas emissions. But the reason for this is quite clear. Because of the pandemic, we have seen that there was lockdown. People did not move on the road. There was very little consumption of fossil fuel. So it was quite understandable. But what about the previous 4 years? The greenhouse gas emissions have been continuously increasing, and the last 5 years have been rather hottest with a lot of changes in the weather pattern as well as the climate pattern. So we need to acknowledge that COVID pandemic has brought some downfall in the greenhouse gas emissions, but it is not a permanent solution. What is needed is we need to ensure that the Paris Climate Agreement works fine, or else we need to remember that the clock is ticking, and if we do not do anything for this climate change, each and every individual in this world is heading towards catastrophic losses. There will be a problem for humans, for animals, for the entire Mother Earth. So it's time that we acknowledge climate change is real and we demand proper action and time-bound results on climate change. That's it from my side on this part of discussion. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.